Hello there, this is a Retro Spirits Guide, and this is Castlevania IV on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Ooh, it's the Konami logo in its 16-bit glory. Why its gradient is so bandy, we will never know, as the SNES has got to have more than 3 colours. Here is the title screen scroll with its beautiful musical score. It's like upright bass. Oh, sounds wonderfully jazzy. Ooh, we've got atmospherics as well, and some transparent bats. Lovely. Creepy stuff in the walls there. Let's go to the options, see what options we've got. We have got... Okay, we've got a sound test. Beautiful. Let's start. We're not going to continue. Going to go straight from the beginning. So, this is a platform game. I read somewhere that it's a remake of the original NES version. I don't know how true that is. We've got some lovely fading of clouds there. The music in this game is epic. It's probably, along with the gameplay, the best thing about this game, as the graphics are not great. They vary in quality from very good to very poor, but the music is universally excellent. And so is the gameplay. The gameplay is classic Castlevania. This tune is epic. So you pick up chandeliers or candelabras, and it increases the length of your mighty weapon. And you can pick up secondary weapons. I've got the knife here. This fires a dagger horizontally across the screen. The best one of those extra weapons is probably the cross. It's a bit like the thing from Krull. It's like kind of spins across the screen, killing things. Is it called a glaive? A glaive? The glaive? Glaive? I'm going to say glaive again, from Krull, which is more obscure than this game. And kill the bats with a whip. So one of the cool things about this game is the whip's flexibility. You can whip for a start, which is always, good. But you can also, if you hold the button down, kind of flap it about, look. Yeah, you can articulate the whip. Make it flip around, hang it down below 3 platforms and kill things by its mere presence. You can also attach the whip to various parts of scenery and use it like Indiana Jones would use his bullwhip and swing across gaps. Oh, it's very, very cool. You've got some nice bosses in this game, and it's a genuine kind of challenge. We've got some parallax scrolling, which, the SNES is good at that, I guess. But as you can see, the graphics are weirdly colourful. They use quite a lot of samey tiles. It's an early Konami game on the Super Nintendo. What can you say? Other than they had to cut corners somewhere. So actually this game, not this copy of this game, but this game in general, was one of the first purchases I made for my Super Famicom when I had it back in the 1990 or 91, whatever year it was. I don't know, it was a long time ago. And I remember showing my mates the game, and they were blown away by the audio score. Well, who wouldn't be? They were less impressed with the gameplay, but they hadn't played it as much as me. They didn't know there was excellent platforming action to be had, and they did laugh at some of the graphical fripperies. The Super NES, when it was announced as a powerhouse, graphical powerhouse, and it soon became apparent that, while yes, it could use lots of colours and had lots of whiz-bang effects, some of the more traditional styles of games could look better on the Mega Drive. And I'm not saying this is ugly all the way through, it's just, this isn't like a giant leap over something like Gunstar Heroes, potentially something like that on the Mega Drive, although that came out later. So what came out on the Mega Drive the same year as this, sort of 91, let me think. Something like Musha Lest or Can I think of a platform game that came out in '91? No, I can't. But the Mega Drive definitely had games that looked better than this, so people were slightly incredulous about the graphical prowess other than Mode 7, I would say, based on games like this, but you know, it's not aged particularly gracefully visually, but the music is still kick-ass. I think I probably paid 40 quid maybe for this, back when it came out, on import. I don't know what that's worth now due to inflation. Probably just add a zero, that's how inflation works, isn't it? So this was the equivalent of 400 quid when I bought it. It wasn't, that's not actual maths. We've got a skeleton riding a skeleton here. A skeleton, I nearly said. A skeleton riding a skeleton. With a lance. He's like, well, his horse just died and sounded like a dog. Like a kind of howled like a wolf, which is a bit weird. But I soon dispensed of his rotten corpse by blowing him into several thousand pieces. Lovely stuff. We're going to get the map screen next, hopefully, and that's got stunning music on it. Ah, beautiful. Drink it in the audio accompaniment, because it is a goddamn highlight. And this and Gradius 3, which came out in a very short amount of time, I seem to remember, really showed off the Super NES's sound capabilities as being awesome, and a lot of other companies didn't really push the Super Nintendo in the same way, unfortunately. This music's cool, isn't it? It's like a detective drama kind of tune. Like I'm hunting down clues for a serial killer against this tune. Yeah, I like to imagine I'm playing a completely different game when listening to the soundtrack. No, I don't. That's stupid. Where does this rank in the pantheon of Castlevania games? Well, in the traditional old school style of Castlevania before they ripped off Metroid, it's this one and Dracula X on the PC Engine as the pinnacle, probably. The original Castlevania is beloved by people who played it back in the day. Alas, I was not one of those. I never really played Castlevania until I got a Super Nintendo. So I would say I enjoy this one more than Dracula X. Dracula X has a little bit of the Metroid thing going on. I quite like the straightforward nature of this one. The Mega Drive game, which is called Castlevania Generations, potentially, came out quite a while after this, and I never really played that one either. Although I've played it on maybe one of the mini consoles, and it's okay. I don't think it's as good as this. What sets this one apart really is that quality whip action, which they don't actually use as much as they could really in this game. There's a whole section of one of the levels where you have to use it to avoid a Mode 7 rotating room with one platform in it. So you end up swinging with your whip. Other than that, yeah, slightly underused, I would say, and it's a very cool feature. I did see the other day that someone on the interwebs, the Internet of Things, has tried to convert this to the Mega Drive with some level of success, I would say. These tunes on the Mega Drive sound chip do sound kinda cool, even with their FM synthesized nature, because the Mega Drive, although it was criticised for this, does have a cool sound processor. It's just that people used to use it badly, much in the same way that Capcom uses the Super Nintendo's sound chip in the piss poor fashion. Right, this is a quality game. You're not going to get this cheap these days. The Super Famicom version has a groovy box. It's got like a picture of Simon Belmont here, hitting stuff with a whip, and it's going to cost you £100. So, is it worth 100 quid? No, but it is a cool game. And that's Castlevania 4. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll catch you later. Ta-ra!